Happy morning, dear friends. Here's yours, Dr. Ajanta. Welcome to day 59 and 60th session. Today, we are just going to discuss the last topic in this challenge, and the session is on regular expressions. And we are just going to detailedly discuss about use Python's remodel to work with regular expressions with the help of examples. Okay, dear friends, see here, a regular expression is a sequence of characters that defines a search pattern. And here for an example, a carriage A and with a 3 dot and S is specified. And this pattern, any 5-letter string starting with A and ending with S. So this is the exact defines an regular expression pattern. And see here, dear friends, a pattern defined using regular expression can be used to match against a string. And here it is in a tabular column. So here how it has been specified is as like. So when I just make anything with 5 strings, that is 5-letter string, see here the first ABS would doesn't match, and when I'm just making the starting with A and ending with S with a 5-letter character, yeah, it's match, and to that next also it is matching. And when coming to the fourth one, see, actually it is not as like a thing which it just start with capital A, so it is doesn't matching, and the next also doesn't match us. So let me just see it in detail. And see here, dear friends, Python has a module named RE to work with regular expressions. And here is the example. So let me just have a pattern where we are just going to have a matching, whether it is just doing with the same string or not. And we are just have provided a variable as test string, and the result has to be verified whether the exact pattern is matching with the test string. And if it is the result is matching, yeah, we are just going to check with, yeah, search successful, or else it is search unsuccessful. And when on just executing, kindly have a look onto this, dear friends. So here we are having the match, and when we are using that re dot match, this is the exact function to search pattern within the test string, and the method returns a match object if the search is successful, and if not, it returns none. And there are other several functions defined in RE, that is regular expression model, to work with regular expressions. So before we explore that, let's learn about regular expressions themselves. Okay, here are the exact things. So to specify patterns using regular expressions. So meta characters are used, and here in the above example we have used two of this meta characters. And what is the meta characters? Or the characters that are interpreted in a special way by a regular expression engine. And here it is the list of meta characters, and let me just see it in detail one by one. The first one is the square bracket, where the square brackets specify a set of character you wish to match. And whatever you are just specifying it with this, yeah, see here inside this square bracket we have just specified ABC, and it will match if the strings you are trying to match that contains any of the A or B or C. And you can also specify a range of characters using this, which is inside the square bracket. And kindly have a look on to this, dear friends. So here I have just specified that is A to C, which means A or B or C. And when coming to the next one, A to Z, it means any letter from A to Z. And next one, the A to Z is in uppercase, and so if any characters that matches only the uppercase from A to Z. And next it is a digit, where it just specifies 0 to 3, and it means it has to match the exact character, and the range of character is from 0 to 3. That is, it means 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. And when it just specify as 0 to 9, exactly, dear friends, yeah, you have just guessed it. Yeah, it means any number from 0 to 9. And see here, dear friends, here it is a sequence of a character where we are just having uppercase A to Z, lowercase A to Z, and 0 to 9 digits. So here what it just means is any character, any single character that would have to be matched with that is upper A to Z, lower A to Z, and sequentially it is following with a digit, that is 0 to 9. And here, kindly have a look of this, dear friends. You can complement, that is invert the character by using the caret symbol at the start of the sequence bracket. And see here we are just specifying a caret symbol which is sequenced with A, B, C, which is means any character except this three. Any character except this three. So you have to be a complement of this, which is an invert characters of this. And the next one is just specify a caret symbol with 0 to 9. So here the 0 to 9 should not be matched there, because which we just say a non-digit character has to be matched. Okay, let we just move on to the next meta character. It is a dot symbol, which we just say the period. The period match any single character, just that except new line, that is slash n. And here we can just make of any characters, that is A to C, A, C, D, or anything where we are just having two characters here. Okay, and next comes the caret. Yeah, we have already seen the exact example of this, that is the caret symbol. Okay, so this caret symbol is used to check if a string starts with a certain character. And you can just specify, see here, dear friends, if you are just making any character that just provide A, and it just says as a substring of a sentence that starts with the word of this. And if you're just specifying anything as like character A, that is which we have seen an example before, that is character A, B, C. So which is just means of not A, not B, and not C. Okay, let me just move on to the next one is dollar. A dollar symbol is used to check if a string ends with a certain character. And see here, dear friends, I just want to make anything that has to be ended with A. And see, the first one is matching, and second one it's matches, but the third one it has a A character, but it is in the mid. So it is not at the ending point. Okay, so this doesn't match. Okay, going for the next meta character, the star symbol, where the star symbol matches 0 or more occurrence of the pattern left to it. So see how many, even the 0 occurrence, it can be included as a matching. So this star symbol, it is the repeatance, and where you can just specify M, A, and a star and N. And see here it just speaks as A occurrence. And here, how many times? Yeah, you can also have 0 occurrence, you can have 1 occurrence, you can have 3 occurrence here, and see here after A there was an I, so it doesn't match here. So that is what it is specified in the match format. Next comes the plus symbol, and see here, dear friends, this plus symbol matches 0 or more occurrence of the pattern left to it as to the same of a star symbol, and whereas here when on just making the follow up also. Fine. Next, moving on to the question mark. So the question mark symbol matches 0 or more occurrence of the pattern left to it, where this one, if we are just having the A and having a question mark, and see here it is the same as like how many characters are there. So here it is more than one A character, so it doesn't matter. So here we are just making as a occurrence of 1 and to the top A where it has to be. And see here, when coming to this occurrence, here there is an I, so it is not matching to that. Next, coming to the braces, where we can just say as a flower bracket or also braces. And see here, dear friends, we can specify the length of the substring we are looking for in a text. So using this curly braces. And considering this code, when we just say specifying as n comma m inside a curly brackets, this means at least n and at most m repeatance of the pattern left to it. And for an example, if I just specify only 3, so it is exactly 3 characters. And if I just specify 3 comma, it is at least 3 characters. And when I just specify 3 comma 8, yeah, here it just means that is 3 to 8 characters. So in that way, it has to specify the matching accordingly. And see here, dear friends, when just coming to this with an expression as a of 2 comma 3, and here we can just specify it has to be with 2 to 3 characters, and it is not much more. And here it just matching as 3 characters, and here it is more than 3 characters, and here also more. So it is just getting matched with this 3. And let try one more example. See here, dear friends, we are just having 0 to 9 with the regular expressions matches at least 2 digits, but not more than 4 digits. So here, how this happens is, see, A, B, 1, 2, 3 is specified, and see the sequence of 1, 2, 3, yeah, it has a 3 digits inside. So it just matches. And when coming to this 1 2, and it has been having as 3 4 5 6 and 7 and 3. And when coming to this sequence, yeah, this 1 2 can be matched, whereas the sequence of 3 4 5 6 7 and 3, we can just make a match of 4 characters and leftover of 2 characters. So all these 3 would come under the matches. But when coming to 1 and 2, yeah, it doesn't match because it just has a 1 digit character. Fine. Let me just move on to the next one, alternation. And this vertical bar, alternation, is used for as in the sense of or operator, logical or operator. And here this A alternate symbol B matches any string that contains either A or B. And see here, we are not having any of the thing A and B, so it doesn't match. And here we are having an A. Yeah, here we are having occurrence of A also and B also. So it has 3 matches accordingly. Next, coming to the meta character group. And see here, dear friends, this parenthesis is used to group sub patterns. For an example, if we just specify a parenthesis inside and A, an alternate symbol, again a B, alternate symbol, and C within a parenthesis which has a sequence of X and Z, that is followed by X and Z, which matches any string that matches either A or B or C, but should be followed with XZ. And see here, dear friends, we are having a space here, so it doesn't match. But here, when coming to this second example, yeah, we are having a match of A and B, even it is followed by XZ. And when having this one, yeah, A with an following of XZ, and again AB with a following of XZ. So we are having two number of matches according to this group inside the parenthesis. Next, last but not least, the backslash. See, this backslash is used to escape various characters, including all meta characters. For an example, if we just specify slash $a, which matches if a string contains dollar followed by a, here $e is not interpreted by the regular expression engine in a special way. So if you are unsure if a character has a special meaning or not, you can put the slash in front of it. So this makes sure that the character is not treated in a special way. Okay, let me just see some of the special sequence. And this special sequence makes common used patterns easier to write. And here is the list of special sequence. Let me just see one by one, dear friends. So this slash a matches if the specified characters are at the start of a string. So here we have to specify whether it is in the starting. So the exact the word, it should be in the starting. So it matches. And the next one, the, which is in the mid, so it doesn't match. Next, coming for slash b, which is in lower, and kindly have a note that is the specified character or at the beginning or end of the word, and it has to be anything within beginning or end. We can just specify the slash b. And when making the uppercase of b, that is capital B, see, it is exactly opposite to the lower b, so which is just specified or not at the beginning or end of the word. So it has to be in the mid. So whatever we have just specified in the slash b, which is in lowercase, would be opposite here in the uppercase of b. Okay, let me just move on to the next one, slash d, which just specify a decimal equivalent, and if it is in uppercase, it doesn't contains the digits, that is a non-digit. So that is the only difference between the upper and lower d. And when coming to slash s, that is, it has to contains any white space characters, and it can also be equivalent to like slash tab, slash n, and slash or, slash f, and slash v also. So when we can just have a set of sequence of white space character, we can just make use of it. And kindly have a note of it, if you are using the same as in uppercase, the string that has to contain non-white characters, even it is a single space or a tab or a next line. So whatever be, it should not have a white space, that is non-white space character. Okay, let's just moving on to the next one, slash w, where just specify alphanumeric character. So here we can just specify alphanumeric, so that is upper A to Z, lower A to Z, and with 0 to 9 in the sequence. And by making one more consideration, that is, you can also include underscore. And see here, dear friends, if you just specify upper W, uppercase W, yeah, it is non-alphanumeric, where you have any special symbol rather than this character, that is the characters are upper A to Z, lower A to Z, and 0 to 9, inclusion of underscore also. Okay, next, last but not least, one of the special is the slash z, so which is just specified at the end of the string. So this is exactly the word or a specified characters which it should be in the end of the string. So we are just want to check for the match whether the exact word is in the end or not. So that is what here, and here we have just provided the summarization of the meta characters in image format. So kindly have a look of this, dear friends. Now let we build and test the regular expression, and see here for your for an information, dear friends, you can use this regular expression tester tool such as RegEx 101. So this tool not only helps you in creating regular expressions, but it also helps you to learn how the exact regular expression, where it has to be used and when it has to be used. Now let me just make, I think you are understand the basic of regular expression. Let discuss how to use in Python regular expression. And see here, dear friends, the regular expression is a special text string that helps to find patterns in data, which we have already specified. And this can be used to check if some pattern exists in a different data type. To use regular expressions in Python, first we should import the regular expression model, which is we called that import or e. Okay, let me just include it and execute. Yeah, here we are, and the first one, let me just move on to the patterns which we are just going to make use of here in the discussions, or find all, which just returns a list containing all matches, and re.split that takes a string, splits it at the match point and returns a list. Next one is the sub. Yeah, replace one or many matches within a string. Next one is the search, and it returns a match object if there is one anywhere in the string, including multi-line strings. And last but not least, the match. And see here, dear friends, it just makes a search only in the beginning of the first line of the string and returns matched object if it founds a return to null. Okay, to use it, we need to import a module. Yeah, we have imported it, and let me just move on to the first one, re.findAll. And this method returns a list of string containing all matches. And see here, dear friends, on to this example, we are having a string that is hello, 12 is there, hi, 89, how, dy, and a 34. And here what we need of this pattern is a /d plus. And kindly have a note of this, the d which here specified here is in lower, and we have specified a plus which is a continuous, or we are just specifying a sequence of. Okay, so extra number, yeah, we can also specify that. And I just want to find all the patterns within this strings, and I just want to get only the returning of the digits. And kindly have a note of it. What is the executed is this 12, 89, and 34. Okay, if the pattern is not found here, this re.findAll would returns a empty list. Exactly, the returning would be in the list format. Okay, let me just move on to the next one. Here what we are just going to use is, here we are just given a length, and you can see the word here we are just want to make it a language was found. I want to just check whether this language is found in this given text or not, and let I execute it. See here, dear friends, we are having this language 2 times in a strings, and here we look both anything, if we just want to make use of, even if it is language in upper or lower, it just makes use of it. Okay, and next comes, yeah, let me just make use of both Python and Python string is there, where it has both in upper and lower, that is capitalized and a normal character is specified. And how we are just want to make is, here if we just include, as I specified before, yeah, if we include I, re dot I, which is both lowercase and uppercase letters are included. And if we do not have this re.I flag, then there will have to write only our pattern which is differently. And let I just check it out. See here, dear friends, if we just provide this re.I, okay, if we just provide re.I and see here, what we are just having is the Python which is in capital and the Python which is in lower. And if we just specified without this re, I just make a small changes and I execute. See here, what we are having, only the Python, only the Python. So the exact execution happened here. So let I just include anyhow for your information. I read running. Okay, and see here, dear friends, here one more thing I just want to include with the same example. See, we are having the same text, and here we are making use of, instead of re.I, I'm making use of the alternate symbol. Okay, and next, yeah, you can also make use of this within the bracket, whether it can be capital P or in a lowercase. And if I just specify, yeah, we would be resulted with the exact uppercase, that is, sorry, capitalized and the lowercase. So this is how the both the patterns can be included, where you one and only the attribute if you just include re.I. Okay, let me just move on to the next method, that is re.split. And this method splits the string where there is a match and returns a list of string where the splits have occurred. And kindly have a look of it, dear friends. We are having a long text which we have just specified as a doc string, and this I need to have a split, that is each and every sentence, that is the exact line, it has to be as a separate element. And for your information, see here, I am a teacher and I love teaching. It is a single element, because here what we specified is a /n. So wherever we are just having an enter, that is a new line, we are specifying it as a separate element in a list, and here we get the entire list. See here, wherever a separator is there, yeah, it is specified the exact /n, that is the new line. So the whole line is specified as a single element. Okay, let me just make use of the same split with one more example. Here what we need is, we want to split only the digit. We want to split only the digit. And see here, dear friends, I just want to split the digit and I want to only resulted with the exact characters alone. Okay, let I just execute it. So see here, this would just remove the digits and split it, and it just going to return only the character, that is the text character. So here, whatever be the pattern, yeah, I want to remove it and split it. And for your information, if the pattern is not found, the re.split returns a list containing the original string. And you can also pass max split argument to the re.split method. So it's the maximum number of splits that will occur. Okay, dear friends, let me just make use of one more example with the split, and kindly have a look of it. That is, here what we specified here is, if we are just having a max split is equal to 1, here I have just specified this. I just remove this command and let me just have, see, this is what And by the way, the default value of max split is 0, meaning all possible split. Let I just exclude 8. Let I just exclude 8, comment it, and again I run it. See here, whatever be the occurrence, split only at the first occurrence, and it just provide you the element. Fine. Next one, let me just move on to the next function is sub. And this has a specific parameter, that is a syntax. So kindly have a note of it. What is the pattern you want to replace and to which string you want to replace? So that is which string you have to apply onto that. And the method returns a string where matched occurrence are placed with the content of replace variable. And kindly have a look of it, dear friends. This is the exact example where you can just specify. See here, we are having a multi-line string, and that is ABC at 12, and a slash is there. Again, we are having DE 23 and a slash N is there, and F4 5, and at last with a 6. And when we just make use of all the things, I just want to matches all white space characters, and I just want to make it and replace it with empty. And if I just remove every white space, see here I'm not just giving a direct command to remove the white space. Here in between of this white space, I just want to make it an empty. So that is an empty string. So in that sense, whatever be the white space, that would be combined, that is concatenated, and see how the executed result would be. Fine. And if the pattern is not found, this re.sub returns the original string. And for your information, dear friends, you can also pass a count as a fourth parameter. As a fourth parameter to the re.sub method. So if omitted, it results to 0. So this will replace all occurrence of that. And see here, what we need is, I want to replace the same thing. Okay, I want to replace the white space to be an empty character, and let I execute it. See here, the first occurrence is this, that is ABC, and a white space is there. That was concatenated. And second, a slash n is there. After that, F4 5 was there. That was concatenated. And if you just specify here as a 0, okay, for your information, all the occurrence, it would take it into account. But if you just specify only 1, yeah, the first occurrence alone, it take it into account. Only the first occurrence. That is how. Okay, let me just move on to the next one. So it just has a long string where I just want to match whether it is in a capitalized or in lowercase. I just want to change, that is replace the word Python into JavaScript. And here, even though I can just specify re.I, whether if it is inverse also, that is capitalized or lowercase, if it is specified, it just take it into account. And kindly have a note of it, dear friends. We are also having one more matching occurrence, that the first character alone, whether it is capitalized or lowercase, yeah, it is has to be replaced with JavaScript. And see, we just got both output with a similar manner. Fine. Let us add one more example. The following string is really hard to read unless we remove this percentage symbol. So here what we are just going to do is replacing this percentage with an empty string will clean the exact text. So here I just want to give the percentage symbol. I want to remove it with an empty string, and the exact text has to be returned. And what is our matches is to get printed. Yeah, here is the exact output, that is replacing the percentage symbol into the empty string. Okay, the above we have just seen re.sub, and here it is the function sub n, which is similar to re.sub, except it returns a tuple of two items containing the new string and the number of substitution made. So it's just going to give you only the two occurrence rather than making this. See here, dear friends, here it is the exact one. The string is provided and matches all white space character. Okay, so here whatever be the white space character, we are just going to make use of as a empty string, and that we are going to have it as a concatenated value, that is pattern, which is just going to replace the empty string, replace it with an empty string. Okay, let I just execute. See here, whatever be, whether if it is one occurrence or two occurrence, so here it just makes use of every occurrence. If it is a white space or a slash, that is a new line, or a tab, here it just replace it with a empty string. Okay, next let me just moving on to the search. And dear friends, kindly have a look of this. This search method takes two arguments. One is a pattern and another one is the string. And the method looks for the first location where the regular expression pattern produces a match with the string. So if the search is successful, yeah, the exact re.search would returns a match object, and if it is not, it is returns a null or none. Okay, so let me just explore it with an example. See here, dear friends, here it is the string as Python is fun, and what I just want to match is search for Python. So this is the exact string. So that which it just begins with Python. So here we are just specifying slash capital A. So have to match the correct string in the beginning. And if you just specify slash z, it is about the end of the string. So here we are just going to check for beginning of the string. And see here, dear friends, whether if it is found, the pattern found inside the string, or if it is not, we are just going to have a return as pattern not found. Let I execute it. See here, dear friends, we found 8 and as to it is in beginning. And pattern found inside the string is the executed output. Fine. Let we just move on to the next one. See here the match contains a match objects. That is what we are just going to make use of this in this example. And here what we are just going to do is a text, a long text has been given as a doc string. And here I just want to search for the word first, and it has to be return object with span and matches. And see here, wherever making the location, it has to just returning the text span. And when on making the match, it has to return this. That is what I have specified this as a print. And what it about span is the exact location, and not only the exact starting of the thing, it has to also specify the starting and ending of it and the substring where it is present. And let I execute it. Kindly have a look of it, dear friend. So here what we are just going to do is the match object, and where it is found, yeah, it is found in 100 until 105. The exact location has been sequenced, and see here it just starts with 100 and ends at 105. That is the same thing, it is repeated in different manner, that is exact way of span, and next one starting and ending, and to the last it just returns the string which we are in search of. Okay, next let me just make use of the match object. Kindly have a look of to this, dear friends. That is, you can get methods and attributes of a match object using dir function. Some of the common used methods and attributes of method or this match objects, or here it is given it below. Kindly have a look of it. So this is the example where we are just going to see is text is equal to I love to teach Python and JavaScript. So here what it's just going to return is where it just start with this I love to teach, the exact span, that is exact location, it's just going to return. The same you can also have it in the manner of span is equal to match span, and you can also make use of the start and end and what is the exact string we are in search of, or the matching. So that is what here it is specified. And you can just see from this example the pattern we are looking for, or the substring we are looking for is that is I love to teach. So the match function returns an object only if the text starts with that pattern. And see here, dear friends, here one more a small example I have just specified. That is, here it is doesn't match to that, because here it is I love to teach, but here what we are just searching is for I like to teach, and in that manner it doesn't matches. So here it returns as none. So the string doesn't match to the string of I like to teach. So therefore there was no match and the match method returned none. There are some more functionalities related with this match. Let me just see it one by one. The first one comes match.group. So this group method returns the part of the string where there is a match. So see here, dear friends, here it is the string and it is in digits where it has a digit of 3. So here it has to be digit of 3 and followed by a space and again a digit of 2. So that is what the exact pattern we are looking for. And to which pattern we are looking for is we have to check with the match in the string. And when the match variable contains the exact match, it has to return the exact values in the list or as an element. And if the match has been identified, and here we are just going to have it as a group, so it just provide you as a value. And if there is no matches there, it is just going to return as pattern not found. Fine, dear friends, let me just make it this execution and kindly have a look of it. That is, we are in search of 3 digit and a space and a 2 digit. So here what is the exact founding is 801 and a space and 35. It's found. And if you want to make it into a second occurrence, you have to also specify this, where only the first occurrence it just returned 8. And if you want to check for the second occurrence, you can just specify the group where you want to make only the first group, that is digit of 3 and a space. So here it just comes. And when you just go for digit of 3 and a space, and next the group 2 is the 2 digit. If I just specify this, it just gives you only the second group occurrence. You can also include both the occurrence as by specifying 1 and 2, or even only the 1 and 2 is there, that is also specified with a group function methods. Okay, let me just move on to the method which we need to know what is the start, end and span. Dear friends, we have already discussed in the above example, nothing but it where the exact string is starting, it's to match it, and what is the exact string that is getting end, and what is the exact location of that matching. So that is what seems to be discussed here. Let me execute it. Match dot start. Yeah, it just starting at 2, and where it just ends, it just ends at the location 8. And see here, dear friends, this span function would return a tuple which containing the start and end index of the matched path. So the both the thing 2 comma 8 would be inside a parenthesis, which we just say as a tuple returning. Fine. Next, let me just make use of the match.re and match.string. Kindly have a look of it, dear friends. The RE attribute of the matched object would return the regular expression object. And similarly, the string attribute returns the passed string. Okay, let me execute it and check over. Yeah, here what is the exact compiler thing is a digit with a 3 digit and a space, and again a 2 digit. So this is what the exact regular expression that has been passed, that is the attribute. And if I just make use of the string, and which is the string, which is the exact base of the string that is has been provided. And dear friends, we have covered all commonly used method that defined in the regular expression model, that is RE model. Let me just make use of ra, that is using r prefix before a regular expression. See, dear friends, when we just make use of r, whether it is lower or uppercase, that is prefixed in used before a regular expression, it means ra string. For an example, if I just specify /n in a new line, whereas r/n means 2 characters, that is a backslash slash followed by n. And here if we just specified the backslash, see here we have just specified r here in this as a ra, and backslash is used to escape various characters including all meta characters. However, using r prefix makes slash treat as a normal character. I let execute this, dear friends. Kindly have a look of it. So here what we are just making use is /n and /r. That is the two raw string that we are just making use of it, which is a special characters, and with a backslash. That is the escape characters. Okay, let me just make use of an example of regular expressions with a meta character. And let me make use of the square bracket. And here, as we have already seen, that is, even if it is a capital A or a small a, if we just make use of in a raw string, and I just want to get it into the regular expression pattern, and when on just finding this pattern which I just want to make is apple, and it can be in a capitalized or lower, and I just want to find whether if it is matching or not. Let I just execute in the given text. Yeah, it's there in both the way, that is in capitalized and the lower. And if we want to look for the both apple and banana, how we have to write it? Yeah, kindly have a look of it, dear friends. Both the things we can just specify, that is apple, that is also in capitalized and lowercase, and alternatively we have just making use of or anything. Okay, so for that alternatively for banana also, that is capital B and lowercase b is specified, and let me execute it and see for the results. So see here, it is apple capitalized, banana, that is the second occurrence as lowercase, and the third occurrence of apple, And the last fourth occurrence of again a banana is specified as the result. Next, we just move on to the escape character. And see here, dear friends, here what we just need is a digit. So we need only a single digits. Whatever the digit we are just specified, we need it in a way of separate digit. And here what are all the digits is 8 and 1942. But this 1942 would returns as a single digit because we didn't specify any plus symbol after the D, that is the lower D. And if I just execute it, see here dear friends that 1942, which is the year, that is also comes in a single element. And when coming to the 14, yeah, it would be just split of 1 and 4. And this 2018, it is 2018 in a separate element. And last, it is 76, so that is also comes under 7 and 6. And if you need to have a sequence or any occurrence, you have to specify the plus symbol. And if on inclusion of the plus symbol, kindly have a look of it dear friends. And on execution, see here, this is one or one more digits which is in sequence. So 8, it is a separate date. And 1942, yeah, it represents the year. And when coming to 14, it is a date. And 2018, it is year. And about 76, it comes as an age. Next, let me just move on to that period in a raw string. And here in the raw string, what we are just specifying is anything starting with A. Any letter or any character that is starting with A, that is means of A. So here it just making it in a square bracket. And kindly have a note of it dear friends, what we just get is AN. And see here, we are not going to have a match of capital A. So this doesn't match. Rather than it just goes on to lower A and it has an occurrence of N. Again AN, again one more AN and again here AR and separate A also is there. That is also as an occurrence. It just take it as a single element. So if you want to have one or more characters or a sequence characters, so if it occur more than once, you have to include this plus symbol. So here how it just makes is, let me just see the execution. See here dear friends, and a separate character, that is the word. Banana, it is a separate word or separate word, and last it just has the fruits which is after the space. After the space occurrence, so it just gives you the word, but it just never takes the apple because it is not making as a match. Okay, let me just move on to the next one. 0 or more occurrence with the star symbol. So even if there is no match, it has to provide it as a 0 occurrence. And let I just execute with the same example. So we are having one occurrence, we are having thrice this occurrence, and here also A, and all the things are a single occurrence of the output. Let me just make use of this in a question mark using it, and this pattern may not occur or it may occur only once. And only once, kindly have a note of it dear friends. This one here, it is a dog string that has been provided, and here what we are just searching is for a email, whether it is in capitalized or lowercase. And when we just check over it, see here we are having email, and even though this email also has been included, and you can also have a email that is with a hyphen. Okay, let I just execute it. Yeah, see here also one email is there, that is with lowercase and uppercase, whatever be the pattern is getting executed. Next one is the quantifier. and kindly have a look of it, dear friends. We can specify the length of the substring we are looking for in a text. So using a curly bracket, we can make use of it. So let's imagine we are interested to make it as a substring and with a length of 4 character. Here it is just specified that, and whatever be, when we just make use of a digit, that has to be in a 4 character. That is what the pattern, and here it is in the text. And see here, dear friends, if the digit, even if it is with one single digit or double digit, it is not going to have as a match, and even thrice it is not going to match it. One and other thing is we need to have a digit of 4. So here what it just returns is, as a resultant, we are just going to get only the years which has a 4-digit value. So here it is 1942 and 2018. And next one, we are just having one more example. See here, dear friends, what it is, 1 to 4. That is, it can have a digit of 1 till 4. So even though if you just specify any 3 characters, 3 digits, that is also able to be included. So here it is 1 digit is there, 4 digit is there, 2 digit occurrence also is there. So how many digits that is it getting inclusion is 1 to 4. So let I execute it. See here, dear friends. So all the occurrence of the digit, that is from 1 to 8, it just get included. And last but not the least, the caret symbol, which you are just going to make it as an exclusion. That is, if you are just saying a digit with a caret symbol, yeah, it is said to be as a non-digit. If you specify any alphanumeric with a caret symbol, yeah, it is just said to be as a non-alphanumeric. So in that means, so here what we are just going to see is hawking the word that is in a caret, which it just means that we want it only this character that starts with. And if you just specify the exact pattern, you are looking for that pattern. If you are just providing the regular expression, it is related with a negation. So let me just first see with the pattern, and here, yeah, exactly whether it is an upper or to that of lowercase, we are just getting the hackings as the output. And when coming to the regular expression, if you just specified with the caret symbol, and kindly have a look of it, dear friends, it is the regular expressions within uppercase and lowercase. So no character has to be included except the characters. What are all there is about the digits and the symbols. And what are all the symbols here? Let I just execute it and show you, dear friends. Kindly have a look of it. See here, we are having a digit of single and 4 digit is there. Apostrophe symbol is there, wherein Hastings' birthday, an apostrophe symbol is there, and open and close parenthesis is there, and pi day in that hyphen is there. So these are all the non-characters. That is, you are just negating the character and making use of it. So this is how we are just making the discussion related to regular expression. And here I have just provided you the hands-on. Kindly have used to that and make a hands-on exercise onto that given exercise level 1, 2 and 3. Okay, here with it, dear friends, we are ending our challenge of 60, 60, 60, and hope you have gained a knowledge about this Python, and see you in next challenge in next topic. Thank you, dear friends. Have a nice day.